Good morning, students. Welcome back to RAKVB e-learning. Talking about our subject, social studies, we will start with the third chapter, Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution. I want you all of you to open your textbook. Chapter number 3. All of you ready with the textbook? Yes. Now, in this first paragraph, there is a discussion between a mother and a child. Ki, on what basis are the games played? So the mother is replying ki there are few sets of rules that are used to play a game. Oh, you all must be playing games, right? So without rules and regulations, a simple game cannot be played. Now, my question is if to play a small game, rules and regulations are required, don't you think to run a country also there must be some rules and regulations? Yes? So, our Indian constitution is a set of rules and regulations. See over here. It is a systematic set of rules and regulations formed by our government to run the country smoothly. Constitution can be written or oral also. A constitution is not of one or two page. It is a full book in which all the rules and regulations regarding to trade, business, environment, legal rights and authority, property rights, everything are being written. And our constitution is even very flexible. It can be changed according to time and condition. So constitution basically starts with a preamble. See over here, it is a this is our Indian constitution that starts with the preamble. Let's read our preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign socialist. Now, what does this first few lines mean? Sovereign socialist, secular democratic republic, and to secure all its citizens justice on the basis of social, economic, and political rights, liberty of thoughts, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give unto ourselves this Constitution. Now, this preamble shows it is a on the basis of this preamble, a constitution is being framed. So, what are the main four pillars of this constitution, and on what basis are the constitution framed? So, the preamble first says that sovereign, यानी कि यहाँ पे इंडिया एक ऐसी कंट्री है जहाँ पे राइट्स जो है वो पब्लिक के हाथ में रहेगी. सोवर्जन यानी कि मोनार्क या ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा, यानी कि किंग रूल वगैरह नहीं होगा. सोशलिस्ट इन द सेंस इट विल बी फॉलोइंग अ पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमिक थियोरी, राइट, पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमिक थियोरी. सेक्युलर यानी कि अ कंट्री इन विच ऑल द रिलीजन्स आर ट्रीटेड equally and accepted wholeheartedly. Democratic, where the government will be for the people, of the people, and by the people. For, of and by का मतलब अगर हम समझे तो for the people यानी कि गवर्नमेंट क्यों बनाई है, तो कहा गया है पब्लिक के लिए. ऑफ द पीपल, पब्लिक में से ही कोई बन रहा है. बाय द पीपल, कौन बना रहा है गवर्नमेंट को, पब्लिक थ्रू इलेक्शंस, राइट. रिपब्लिक यानी कि इक्वलिटी, राइट, ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ सिटीजन्स को ये सिक्योरिटी मिल रही है, अश्योरेंस मिल रहा है कि यू विल गेट जस्टिस, चाहे फिर वो सोशल सॉर्ट्स हो, इकोनॉमिक या पॉलिटिकल इनजस्टिस हो रहा हो, यू विल गेट justice on all the bases. You will also get liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Now, you will get the liberty to express your own thoughts. You don't have to face inequality. You will get equality on the basis of status and opportunity. You will be also sharing a common interest. A dignity of individual will be united. यानी कि हम अलग अलग नहीं है, we are all one. So, a constitution was framed on 26th day of November 1949. Now the question comes कि constitution के एक ही दिन में बन गया था? Was the constitution all of a sudden formed? No. So, यहाँ पे हम देखेंगे कि इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को कैसे फ्रेम किया था, किन किन लोगों ने इसमें इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले किया था, कब ये बन गया था. ठीक है. द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया So, the Constitution of India is a statement of national goals and aims such as democracy, socialism, secularism, and national unity. The Constituent Assembly was established. So, to frame this, a Constituent Assembly was set up, wherein the Constituent Assembly started working from 9th of December 1946. See, when did it start working? तो कहा गया है 9th of December 1946. अगर आपको पूछा गया कि व्हेन वाज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूट स्टार्टेड, फ्रेमिंग वर्क स्टार्टेड, तो आप कहोगे 9th December 1946. The Constituent Assembly was formed of prominent and distinguished scholars and leaders. किसके थ्रू की गई थी? तो बड़े बड़े स्कॉलर्स ने इसमें पार्ट लिया था. Their political vision and foresight was incorporated in the constitution. उनके देखने का नज़रिया, उनके पॉलिटिकल विजन्स जो थे इंडिया को रन करने के लिए, वो सभी को इसमें हमने, उसके बेसिस पे हमने यहाँ के रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस को इनकॉर्पोरेट किया. लीडर्स लाइक जवाहरलाल नेहरू, डॉक्टर राजेंद्र प्रसाद, सरदार पटेल, मौलाना अब्दुल कलाम आज़ाद, श्याम प्रसाद मुखर्जी, Sardar Baldev Singh, etc. provided their guidance. So, these all were the people who have participated in the forming of constitution. Frank Anthony represented Anglo-Indian community. Frank Anthony ने क्या represent किया था? Anglo-Indian community. H.P. Modi represented Parsi community. Parsi community को कौन represent कर रहे थे? H.P. Modi. The committee had various constitution scholars like Aladi Krishna Swami Iyer, B.R. Ambedkar, K.M. Munshi, etc. So, बहुत सारे लोगों ने इसमें participate किया था. There were females also, such as Sarojini Naidu, Vijayalakshmi Pandit, right? Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the elected president of Constituent Assembly. Now, president बनाया गया था. तो elected president अगर बात की जाए तो Constituent Assembly का elected president कौन थे? Dr. Rajendra Prasad. There were number of subcommittees to take care of various aspects of the constitution. तो हर एक अलग अलग कम्युनिटी को, अलग अलग कमेटी को अलग अलग काम सौंप दिए गए थे. The drafting committee, which was headed by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, gave the constitution its final shape. Who gave the final shape to the constitution? That was B.R. Ambedkar. कितनी मीटिंग्स हेल्ड की गई थी? तो 166 मीटिंग्स हेल्ड की गई थी 2 years, 11 months and 18 days के पीरियड में. That means it took approx 3 years to frame this constitution. And finally on 26 November 1949, the committee passed the constitution which was enforced on 26 January 1950. इसीलिए हम 26 January को Republic Day celebrate करते हैं. So, on 26 November, it got constituted. A committee passed the constitution and it was enforced from 26 January 1950. तो यहाँ पे 3 डेट्स हमने अभी तक देखी. एक थी 9th of December 1946, दूसरी है 26 November 1949, तीसरी हमने देखी 26 January 1950. Now 9th December को कम्युनिटी फ्रेम की गई थी, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के लिए वर्क स्टार्ट किया गया था. 26 नवंबर 1949 को ये वर्क कंप्लीट हुआ, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन फ्रेम हो चुका था. और इम्प्लीमेंट कब से किया गया था? 26 जनवरी 1950. याद रहेगा बच्चे लोग? अब सवाल आता है, चलो बन तो गया कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, पर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ज़रूरी क्यों है? वाई डू वी नीड अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? वॉट इफ देर इज़ नो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन? No country can function without a constitution because a constitution serves many objectives. It is a document which finally weaves ethos and ideals of our country. Yes, constitution एक पूरी इंडिया की एक बंधी हुई ऐसी किताब है जिसमें हमारे एथिक्स, हमारे आइडियल्स के बारे में, हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स के बारे में, हमारे रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस, हमारी ड्यूटीज़ के बारे में लिखा है. How to run the administration of our country. In a democratic form of government, we elect our leaders so that they can run the administration on our behalf because our country is not following any king rule or monarch rule. It is a democratic government. So over here we got an authority that we will select our own government so that they can run our country on behalf of us. However, there are provisions in the constitution to check the misuse of powers by the leaders. तो यहाँ पे provisions भी है कि leaders के थ्रू भी अगर कोई गलत हो रहा है तो उसके लिए भी हम क्या एक्शन ले सकते हैं. Do you know? The Constitution of India has borrowed some special features of Constitution of Britain, Ireland, France, and America. The Constitution of India is the longest written constitution in the world. Now, here we are going to study three silent features of our constitution, that is democratic rule, secularism, and republic. Starting with democratic rule, मैंने जैसे बताया कि here the government, our India has adopted a democratic form of government where our government is made by the people. Yeah, and for the people, and it is of the people. India has adopted the democratic system of government. General elections are held in our country every 5 years. Citizens above the age of 18 are eligible to cast their vote. How do we elect our government? Every 5 year elections are held, right? So, if a person is 18 and above, he is eligible to cast vote. We cannot imagine democracy without elections because all the people have the right to vote. We have the right of selecting our own representative, right? So democracy cannot be imagined without elections. Any voter of the country can contest an election irrespective of his religion, caste, class or gender. On their whether he belongs to any religion, any gender, any sex, or any of the religion, he is allowed to he is allowed to participate in the election contest also. The elected representative rule for the 5 years, right? ये तो हमें पता है कि every 5 year there is the ruling period of the government is of 5 years. Every citizen enjoys the freedom to follow religion of his or her choice as well as freedom of speech, expression and thought. So in our country every citizen enjoys the freedom of religion, यानी कि वो कोई भी religion को select कर सकता है, कोई भी religion को follow कर सकता है. स्पीच एंड एक्सप्रेशन की भी फ्रीडम है, हमारे एक्सप्रेशंस एंड थॉट्स को एक्सप्रेस करने की भी है. अगर हम जो चाहे हम वो कर सकते हैं. Then comes secularism. A secular nation means the government does not conform to the norms of any particular religion in the system of governance. कोई भी टाइप की गवर्नमेंट किसी भी रिलीजन को कोई इनडिस्क्रिमिनेट करेगी नहीं. इंडिया इज़ ओनली अ कंट्री विच हैज़ सो वास्ट वेराइटी ऑफ religions and they all have accepted it wholeheartedly. Every citizen enjoys the right to follow and propagate the religion of his or her choice. वो चाहे वो religion को follow कर सकते हैं और accept कर सकते हैं. Now there comes republic. Republic means a government that obtains power from the people directly or indirectly. We have opted a democratic republic system of government, which means that the powers are not limited in the hands of few privileged people. Rather, it is accessible to all the citizens, irrespective of their caste, class, religion, or gender. That means all of us are what? All of us are having the right to represent our own government, right? So we have adopted a democratic republic system, यानी कि powers in the hand of public, irrespective of any caste, class, creed, religion, or gender. Now, our government is of three different. Our government is of two levels. One is central government and the other is state government. Let's learn the how is central government formed. So central government, at the top we have president, right? Who is the president of India? Who is the president of India? I want you all to find out the president name and the prime minister name of a country. Okay? Will you all do this work at your home? So president, below president there are three different subdivisions: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislature performs the task of framing the rules and regulation. What is the task of legislature or the parliament? Framing of rules and regulation. Executive is the group of prime minister and the council members who makes the rules and regulation implement, execute करते हैं वो rules and regulation. और judiciary यानी कि वो जो हमें justice का काम करेगी, that is Supreme Court. Again in the Supreme Court we have High Court and local district courts. So the state government, on the top we have governor general. Again below the governor we have legislature, executive, and judiciary. So at the state level the government have Vidhan Sabha. Under governor executives we have chief minister and council members, जिसमें हम पंचायत एंड म्यूनसिपल कॉरपोरेशन दोनों को इंक्लूड करते हैं. Below judiciary we have district court and subordinate court. So legislature, executive, and judiciary are the organs of government. Legislature makes laws, in which legislature is the one who makes laws. Executives, with the help of civil service officer, implement the law, and judiciary make people follow the law and does the work of providing justice. तीनों के different works है. तो on the basis of work our government is been divided. Judiciary laws बनाता है, executive उसे execute करवाता है, उसे implement करवाता है, और जुडिशरी मेक श्योर करता है कि जो भी रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस बनाए गए हैं वो फॉलो हो रहे हैं और जस्टिस दिलाने का काम करता है. नाउ फेडरल स्टेट. We all know that India is a federal state. There is a distribution of subjects on which the central or central government can frame laws. These are three such lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. ये तीन अलग अलग लिस्ट डिवाइड किए जहाँ पे फ्यू अफेयर, जैसे कि देखो वर्क्स डिवाइड किए जाते हैं. तो यूनियन लिस्ट होता है किसके हाथ में? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में. स्टेट लिस्ट होता है स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के हाथ में. वो अपने स्टेट की जो भी वेलफेयर के लिए जो भी स्टेप्स लेना चाहता है वो स्टेट लिस्ट में होता है. और कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट दैट इज ओवरऑल ऑफ अ होल इंडिया. लॉज framed by the central government are applicable to the entire nation. पूरे देश के लिए ये applicable है. Now, fundamental rights. Fundamental rights of the Indian citizens. पहले तो ये समझो कि फंडामेंटल राइट्स क्या है. तो बेसिक राइट्स जो इंडियन सिटीजन्स इंजॉय करते हैं ड्यू टू दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. Fundamental rights of Indian constitutions are provided by the Constitution of India that was adopted on 26th of November in the year 1949 but was put into the use on 26 January 1950. The fundamental rights of the Indian citizen guarantee that the resident of the land can lead a peaceful life as long as they inhabited India. नाउ क्या कह रहा है ये लाइंस? यही कि हमें फंडामेंटल राइट्स कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने इसलिए दिए ताकि हम हमारी पीसफुल लाइफ को एंजॉय कर सके जब तक हम इंडियन सिटीजन है तब तक. The individual fundamental rights of the citizen are most of the time similar in all the democratic countries. Usually fundamental rights सभी democratic countries की सेम होती है. तो इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की इंडियन सिटीजन्स को कौन से फंडामेंटल राइट्स इंजॉय करने दिए? तो इक्वालिटी बिफोर द लॉ, कि लॉ सबके लिए इक्वल है. फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन, क्योंकि इंडिया एक सेक्युलर नेशन है तो इंडिया में हर रिलीजन को एक्सेप्ट करने और फॉलो करने की अथॉरिटी भी है. फ्रीडम ऑफ एसोसिएशन एंड पीसफुल असेंबली, यानी कि हम चाहे तब खुद इकट्ठा होके हमारे रिलीजियस वर्क के लिए हमारे एसोसिएशन भी हम फ्रेम कर सकते हैं. फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड एक्सप्रेशन, यानी कि हम जो चाहे वो बोल सकते हैं, हमारे एक्सप्रेशंस को हमारे व्यूज़ को हम एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हैं. एंड राइट टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रेमेडीज फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ सिविल राइट्स, यानी कि ऊपर की अगर कोई भी लॉ हमारे से अबाइड हो रही है, हमें ऊपर से दिए हुए एक भी फंडामेंटल राइट्स इंजॉय करने नहीं मिल रहे, तो हम उनके खिलाफ स्यू कर सकते हैं. तो ये भी राइट इंडियन सिटीजन को प्रोवाइडेड है. बाय दिस अ चैप्टर गेट्स ओवर. नाउ व्हाट आई वांट ऑल ऑफ यू टू डू इज, in the next lecture we will meet with the exercise. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.